What's up, guys? Welcome back. I really appreciate the happy birthday wishes. It means a lot to me that you guys are focused, engaging with what I'm doing. I appreciate that quite a bit. I've been diving a lot lately in the last since my birthday on the 20th and last night into the menu system for the Nikon Z6, because now that I have a native lens, it opened up a whole new world of features within that actually works. Before they were available, but it did not really work. I created a whole bunch of features in my shortcut menu that would probably come in handy for you when you're working. It works best for me, both in the I menu and within my menu. So if you want to know what those features are, stick around and I'll show you what they do. But they will make your life a lot easier if you have these features already set up in place. So I just traded the Z6 for the D810 on the other side so we can go through the menus, and I have the Z6 connected to the Ninja to record the menu here. But the best way to show that recording process of the menus and live view and all that stuff is for me to show you in photography view, because if you're in video, it's kind of complicated to shift back and forth. The Ninja goes crazy and whatnot. So it's easier here, and then hoping that from here you can get the idea as to what it is you should be doing within the menus. All the shortcuts I've created came from this section. So this is my menu, the auto area, autofocus phase, and eye detection. So I have that as my first one, and I'll tell you why that is in a little bit. Followed by my advanced settings, autofocus speed, autofocus tracking sensitivity, autofocus tracking with lock on. These settings are very important if you're doing photography, and some of them are meant for video. It all depends on you how it is when I use it, but it seems to me that when I made the adjustments for video, it kind of tends to apply also to photos. So these are the settings that I have. Advanced gives you automatically the HDMI settings for you to set up your external raw outputs, your N-logs and whatnot. It's just a way to get there a lot faster than actually going through the menus, which happens to be here. That's a good 20 clicks that it takes for you to get to this point. With 2 clicks, you're there already without having to go through all that process. If you're shooting in 8-bit and now you want to connect your Ninja and go to 10-bit or 12-bit, it's much easier just to create that shortcut instead of going through the whole process of the menu system. It saves you a lot of time. The other thing is the autofocus speed. The autofocus speed, I have it set to the fastest. All these adjustments make a difference as to how fast it would focus between an object and the other, or one of your subjects and the other subject, and how fast or how slow you want that transition to be. Well, all of that is set up here. If you're panning from the camera to, let's say, my microphone here, and you want the transition to be almost as smooth as possible, then you just set it to 5, and it seems to be working the best at 5. And as you're panning slowly, it will shift. It will never shift as fast as you want it to be if you go here, 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 here. The only way that's going to happen is if you're in photography when you're shifting fast like this. But in video, it doesn't make sense for you to point at something, point it this way, and automatically changes that fast. There has to be a transition between points and the other. And for that reason, I see why the Nikon Z system is different in focusing between video and photography. So if you want that shifting to take place a lot faster, I would suggest switching it to manual. But as it is right now, it is meant for there to be a transition. It ain't meant for it to shift from one point to the other abruptly at any one point. That's just not the way it's supposed to work, and it doesn't work like that. Tracking sensitivity, you have high and low, from 1 being the highest and 7 being the lowest. This is also how well it tracks between one object and the other. I have it at the highest because even at the lowest level it's way too slow. So the highest level seems to work quite well, and these settings right here particularly seem to work best with the S-line glass. If you're using FX glass, there's not much of a difference, to be honest. You don't see that difference being applied at all. So this is if you have one of the newer lenses that are native to the Z system. This is for photography. It's how quick it will lock on your system before it can respond again. And this is very easy. It allows you to focus onto something really fast and shift to the other one back and forth quite easy. And it works really good. So if these are the settings that you like, let me show you how to create them. All you do is just go to Add Item. Actually, I pressed the wrong one. Add Item. And then you click where that setting's at. So we're going to Custom Settings menu. And that's where everything's at. Anything you want within this menu, you can add to your shortcut. Except when you have this thing, like right now, it says D, and you see that arrow to the right. If you click OK to make that your shortcut, you can't do it. You'll get this message. So you actually have to click on it on the screen or click to the right to go to where it's supposed to go and pick whatever it is you want. You want shutter type, you click D5, but every time you add something, it goes to the top portion of the menu. You don't want it on the top. The one you want on the top, especially for me, it's auto area focus for the eye, for the face and detection and the eye detection. That's what works for me, and I'm gonna tell you why that is. But this is how you add things, and this is how you remove items from this menu. So now I'm gonna show you guys how to remove it. So then you click on that, select, and then you click OK. So now ask you to confirm the item, and you should confirm it that you want to remove it. So why do I have the first one set up? It's because autofocus, let me show you actually the next one thing prior to that. So if I go here to the controls, if I go to my customized eye menu, this is my setup. This is in photography. So as you can see, it's very limited. And within each one of them, if you want to change it, you just click on one of them, and you're only limited to this many different things that you can choose from. You really do not have any options as to further than what is being given to you here. So if you want something else that is not provided here, unfortunately you cannot add it to the eye menu. How do we access something that cannot be added to the eye menu? Well, the workaround to that is if you go back to the F controls, and this is for photography. If you want to do it for video, video is the same thing. I think it's G2. Let me go down. Yeah, on video is G2 because the system customizes the menus for photography and video separately. That's the reason why it's such a cool camera, because it does things separately. And in F2, this is where you can set your function button 1 and your function button 2. I have my F2 set up to my focus mode. What this is here, my FN, as you can see, it says access top item on my menu. If you remember correctly, I just said that whatever is on the top portion of my menu will be accessed through this. So my camera went out, light went out, so I switched back to ProRes RAW right now with a Z6. So where I left off was this FN button and my menu. Now that we know how to put those shortcuts in my menu, it will be accessible on the top item list within my menu through one of the FN buttons. It depends on to you which one you want to set it to. Now, it would be easier if it would be accessible through the eye menu, but it's not. So Nikon kind of needs to address that issue of what can be incorporated into the eye menu. It is not the same features for video as I showed you guys. For video, you still have to go through my menu and access everything else as you require. So for example, the advanced button, it's only available through my menu. So you just have to press menu. And then like if you had selected my menu before, as soon as you press menu, it will already be pre-selected for you to access those shortcuts. But if not, it's whatever it was set up to before. So if you were going through the customized menus before, it will be up, and then you have to scroll down to my menu, and then your shortcuts will be available there. So just make sure that you're always in my menu so that when you press menu, you already have those shortcuts already visible and ready to go. That's it for me today. I hope you found this menu system and this shortcuts menu quite helpful. Create that folder. It will make your life easier. Thank you. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up or share. This is something that really helps me when you guys engage me a lot more. So please do. And I'll see you next time. I'll try to have more videos about this and dive a little deeper into the photography aspect and video within the Nikon Z6. Take care. I'll see you next time.